BJP's mission Rajasthan, what does it tantamount to? What's going to be the poll pitch? Let's cut across to our political analyst for this evening. Joining me, Amitabh Tiwari, political analyst, Avinash Kala, senior journalist, also with us. Mr. Tiwari, very interesting. If you read into what the Prime Minister says, number one, there will be no CM face. As per the Prime Minister, it's going to be the Lotus. This is something we've been discussing off late. But really, something that has been picked up and can't be missed is the polarization pitch. The Prime Minister invoked Kanhaiya Lal's beheading, keeping in mind in the last 1 week the decision to make Ramesh Biduri poll in charge tonk.
Yeah, so essentially in line with the trend, if you see from 2014 to 23 in the Modi era, the BJP has never declared a CM face while it is in opposition. So that's very clear. So the BJP is going to project Modi as the sort of a super CM and will be seeking votes in his name. So that's clear now. He said Kamal is our face and Kamal is our candidate. So the chances of declaring Vasundhara as a CM candidate is sort of gone for a toss. And the second factor which you were mentioning about the polarization. So as per a Yale study in the past, polarization does help the BJP. However, as per my opinion, polarization helps the BJP where the minority population is higher than the national average. In Rajasthan, the minority population as per 2011 census is only around 9-10%, whereas the national average is 14-15%. So where the population is lesser, it is very difficult to generate a sort of fear amongst the minds of the majority community. That is number one. Number two, he has been harping on the fact of deteriorating law and order, because Rajasthan, as we all know, in the last 3 years had topped amongst the rapes in the country, as well as he has attacked the dynastic politics or the factionalism within the Congress party, wherein for the first 4 years or so, the party or Gehlot was trying to save his chair as per his allegations. So it is going to be a very charged up atmosphere in Rajasthan, and Modi is going to lead the charge because he's not shy of leading elections as in the past. And past record shows that wherever the party has been in opposition and has projected Modi sort of as this super CM candidate, it has done fairly well. So that is why it is going to move ahead with the strategy of not declaring any CM. And as per the trend, a strong trend of 30 years, government changes every 5 years. So This time the BJP feels it is the chance of BJP to win.
Well, that's what the BJP feels, is the chance of BJP to win. Let's quickly bring in Avinash Kala, senior journalist, into this conversation. Avinash Kala, the points that Mr. Tiwari made, a couple of them very strong, where you look at not maybe declaring a chief ministerial face at this juncture the best for the Bharatiya Janata Party going ahead, but where you talk about polarization as well, Avinash Kala. The Prime Minister invoking Kanhaiya Lal's beheading, which many in Rajasthan would have completely forgotten about. You club it with the likes of Ramesh Biduri being made tonk in charge, keeping in mind, the demography dynamic of that district, of that area. What do you read? What is going to be the BJP's plan ahead for Mission Desert State?
Preeti, BJP has made it very clear, as we all know, and it was rightly pointed out, that there is no chief ministerial phase. And this whole
Avinash Kala, we need to fix your audio line. There's a problem with your audio line. We're going to try and fix that. Let me bring in once again Mr. Tiwari, and we'll go back to Avinash Kala in just about 30 seconds once we have his audio clear. Amitabh Tiwari, what is interesting in all of this is from here on where, wouldn't you reckon if it came down to polarization, the Bharatiya Janata Party has milked it maximum already to invoke polarization in a state which was a highly polarizing election the last time around as well?
Yeah, so polarization has its benefits. It has worked for BJP in the past, but as you were mentioning, there is a law of diminishing marginal utility as well applicable to polarization. And in fact, the larger issues or themes for BJP is likely to be law and order, corruption, and the issue of women's safety. Somehow, even in the last 4 years or 4.5 years, the BJP local unit has also not been able to tame Gehlot or frame him in these allegations because of factionalism. So the Prime Minister now has to take the charge and talk about these issues.
It's interesting. I'll go back to Mr. Kala because of the 2 points that you made in terms of women's safety as well as factionalism. None the richer for the Bharatiya Janata Party, Avinash Kala, because, Rajasthan might be topping the crime against women list this year, but 21, the NCRB data clearly suggested it was Madhya Pradesh. We are fresh off what happened in Ujjain. On the other hand, where it comes down to factionalism, understandably all not well where the Congress is concerned in the Rajasthan unit, but at least, the bridge has been at least, where perception-wise is concerned, created between Gehlot and Pilot. The factionalism inside the BJP camp is still running deep. Avinash Kala.
No, Preeti, I'll just come and touch the polarization part. It is not just Kanhaiya Lal. 2 days back, there was a Muslim boy who was killed by a mob in Jaipur. And you see a silence from BJP. In fact, they revoked that the family got a compensation of 50 lakhs and they started countering it with Kanhaiya Lal. So polarization is going to be their mainstay game. And while the panelists rightly said a number about the minority population, there are close to 50 seats where the minority vote is anything between 10,000 to 55,000. So BJP is going to push on that, and there are many seats which the margins are very, very less. For example, Pokhran, where the BJP lost by merely 770 or 80 odd votes. So, and that is a Muslim-dominated area. So they would polarize. Polarization is their card. So they are going to go hammer and tongs. And now I'll come on to the factionalism part. Agreed that, the BJP has got a number of people gunning for the top shot, and that there is no chief ministerial candidate. Everybody is hoping very high. And we read the factionalism right. But few days back, when Mr. Nadda and Mr. Shah came to Jaipur and they were burning the midnight oil literally, they were there up till way past midnight. I think the last people to come out were Vasundhara Raje and Gajendra Singh and Rajendra Rathod together at roughly around 3 o'clock in the night. They gave everybody time. They listened everybody out. And the next day, you had all the rivals sitting in a bus, smiling out. So in the game of optics, BJP is getting its act together. Today, again, you had Vasundhara Raje and Prime Minister sharing the dais. Everybody coming together. They've been asked to go back to their respective areas and focus on only the agenda of Prime Minister Modi and taking on the Ashok Gehlot government. So optics-wise, BJP in the last 4 to 5 days are trying to get their act together, and they are all posing united because remember, what the numbers are showing in Madhya Pradesh and elsewhere, they are not in a good position. So this is a state that they cannot afford to lose in the run-up to 2024. And every warring faction knows that if they lose, the only chance of becoming a chief minister is out of the window.
Right.
So BJP is getting its act together slowly but surely in the right direction. Whereas the kind of news that is coming out locally from the Congress parties, again of infighting and taking names and all kind of things are going around.
All right. Before I go into a quick break, I'm going to take a 30-second question from the both of you. Let's, begin with you, Mr. Kala. For somebody who knows Rajasthan by the back of his hand, I want to ask you where campaign is concerned. Right now, BJP versus the Congress. You did give an indication that the BJP in the last week seems to have put their house in order. But do you see them ahead in terms of just posturing in campaign?
Yes. No. Right now at the moment, the way Ashok Gehlot has led the campaign, in canvassing his things around, he has given Prime Minister Modi and BJP a run for their money. There is not an inch of space that is left out for the BJP to campaign or go out. But digitally, BJP is very strong. They are pushing up. And, as what sources say, they say, let the code of conduct be out and you will see who can pump in more into campaign. But at the moment, Ashok Gehlot leads the charge with campaigning and promoting his government. There is no Congress to be seen, only Ashok Gehlot.
No Congress to be seen, only Ashok Gehlot. That's a big one. But, Mr. Tiwari, I'd bring you in. At this point, where Gehlot's guarantees have gone down to the lowest common denominator is what we've been given to understand in Rajasthan. You have the Prime Minister who today called it Modi's guarantee. Modi still very, very popular where Rajasthan is concerned. Do you think he'd be able to counter that? You're on mute, sir.
So essentially, it's like Gehlot's current Labhartis or future Labhartis versus Modi's Labharti vote bank, correct? And what is happening is that Gehlot has been able to create this Labharti vote bank through this slew
Right.
of measures, and Modi is fairly popular, as you mentioned. The top 5 states, Rajasthan is second, if I'm not wrong, in terms of his popularity in net satisfaction ratings. And the track record shows that wherever there is an incumbent chief minister of the opposition party in a Hindi heartland state, Modi has been able to turn it around for the BJP. And if you see the last 3 elections, while BJP has been winning big 120, 160 seats, Congress in 2008 and 13 was not even able to cross the simple majority mark of 101 seats.